Hello, welcome to this music and movement session based on Shakespeare's classic comedy, A Midsummer Night's Dream. We're doing 5 sessions in all, built around the themes and characters of the play and using music associated with those themes. We'll have mostly seated exercises for you. There will be some standing versions later on in the session, but always with a seated alternative that you can do if you prefer. All you need is some comfortable clothing and a little bit of space to move around. So if you're ready, then I'll be playing the piano for you in my home, and Louisa and Rosa will be leading exercises from their home. And we hope you enjoy it.
Hello, welcome back. So we're going to start with our warm-up. So checking again our posture. So check your feet, toes pointing forward, heels under the knees, nice length. We're going to do our Hermia warm-up like we did last week. So in this warm-up, we're going to think about Hermia. And she's waking up in the morning and she has just been told the day before by her father that she can't marry Lysander, who she loves, but she has been told that she has to marry Demetrius, who she doesn't love. So we're going to think about waking up in the morning. We're going to start with a big yawn and reach up, taking the arms down, and then we're going to roll the shoulders twice, circling back. Lovely. And then we'll think about like we're reaching in towards our dressing gown with this like nice big heavy material. Gonna reach and pick up that dressing gown. Then we'll think about that we're gonna thread our hand and arm into that big sleeve. So this is a little bit too big for us, so we really have to reach, and then like you trying to get that sleeve on, reaching all the way up, and we'll drop the arm and we'll pick up the second side. So like taking up that dressing gown, picking up, so really squeezing your hand here, and then we're gonna thread the arm through into the second sleeve, reaching up, up, and drop. Then we're remembering how we walked to our father the day before. So we're gonna take 4 steps, and as we do that, just walking through your feet, taking the arms up into a sort of a 5th position here. So that's 4 steps. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we feel like we want to say no, we don't agree with what our father has said, so we're going to go no. So really flexing your wrists, no, no, no. And then we'll just take a gentle curve here, thinking about like scooping your belly in, like the back, someone will pull from the middle back towards the chair, rolling up through the spine, and then just that nice gentle opening for the chest, and then finding your length here. Good. Moving on. So we're going to do this with the music in a moment. Moving on here. So we'll think about Hermia's thinking that she has to escape. She can't live with this. So she's already in her head thinking about this, like running away. So we're going to take 4 steps. So we're going to go forward, forward, in. And we'll have a little sort of running arms here. We'll go slow motion 4. And then she's thinking that she's going to fight whoever tries to prevent her from escaping. So we're going to take a twist, and then we're going to take a slow motion punch, diagonal, and punch. So we're going to take 4 walks, and we're going to take a twist and a twist and a twist with a punch. So keep that torso twisting and then coming back. Good. From there, she's thinking about how she's going to be with Lysander and all in love. We're going to do a little bit of a ballet, arms coming into your first, and really feel like you root down to the sit bones, engage with your core. You're going to lengthen into our first arabesque, feeling that across your chest, reaching the arms away, one to the sort of side or slightly diagonal back and one forward here. We're going to bring them back into our first, And then we're going to think about like you cut through the air with your fingers. So you can turn your hands down. We're going to come into a little lean to the side, opening the arms, but root down through your sit bones. And we're not going to let the sit bones come off the chair here. And then we're going to finish with a little cuddle. So you're thinking about, oh, cuddling Lysander. Take that to the second side. So we're going to open. First, open into your arabesque to the second side, reaching, reaching, reaching. And then coming back into your first, and then that, like you cut the air, but really feel like you press your feet, your sit bones down. And then this time we're gonna sweep one arm around and the second arm around. And then like you sweep across your chest to lengthen. Take the arms down. Great. And then we'll finish with a big reach. Again, root down, like almost like you press your feet to the ground and press your sit bones to the chair. So you feel that length through your spine, reaching, reaching, taking the arms up. And then we'll take a nice big opening for the arms, and like you lift your chest here and take the arms down. Lovely. Let's do that with some lovely music that Nia's played for us. Starting with the yawn, reaching up. Circling. And another circle for the shoulders. Reaching for that dressing gown. And thread your arm through the sleeve. And second side, reaching. And thread through. Drop. Thinking about 4 walks. We'll go to see the Father. No, I don't agree. Say no. Curl here, spine curves. Chest open. And we'll think that escape. We're gonna walk forward, back, twist, and punch. Think about Lysander first, then opening to that arabesque, big, big opening. First, reaching into the side, and finish with a cuddle. Second side, open arabesque arms, and first, and tilt to the side, sweep one arm, sweep, and big opening, reach, and lower the arms, reaching up, lengthen, and then a lovely opening. Lovely. Okay, so in this next exercise, we're going to make the love potion. So we'll sit nice and tall, maybe opening your legs a little bit wider, so you can think about here is your pot or your cauldron where you're making your potion. So sitting nice and tall. So we're going to start by reaching, and we'll think about all these shelves around us with all the things that we need in our potion. So we're going to reach a pot over across one side. So there's the top shelf here. We're going to reach, take it to the center, and then we have sort of 7-ish. It's quite fast. So we're going to go open. We're going to over, across, on top of your. We're going to turn your hand around, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So go. Reach and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to reach with the other arm, the other top shelf here. So this is sort of like a gigantic tea bag or something. We're going to dip it, or a rat tail, or whatever you want to think about. We're going to dip. So we're going to go down and up. So we'll reach and down and up. Next one, we're going to sprinkle something powdery. So we'll sprinkle. And then we're going to come up, just above our cauldron here. We're going to go 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to go sprinkle and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Then it's like we're grinding something. So you're going to really, or you can think about squeezing a tea cloth. So get that action of the elbows curling in. So we're going to go 1 and 2. And then we're going to take some big jar here. So if you like, you can sort of turn your arms around. So we're going to hold it this way so that we can then empty the whole jar into our potion. So we'll go 2, take your jar and done. So let's do that again. So we're gonna, from the top, we're gonna reach and we're gonna go sort of 7-ish, dun, 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 down. We're gonna reach that gigantic tea bag or rat tail or whatever you wanna think about, that we dip and quickly up. Then we're going to sprinkle and we're gonna go from down upwards. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're gonna go grind, grind, and that jar that we're gonna just empty. Then we're gonna stir. So we're gonna go big stir, really 2 slow big ones, and then we're gonna go coming like you would sort of gather it in. We'll do 4. So we'll go 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's gonna, almost like you're gonna wipe the foam on the top of that's bubbled off. We're gonna wipe and then we're gonna push it to the other side, and then we're gonna just see the steam coming up. So we're gonna do a little bit of, with our hand, that sort of steam rising movement. So we'll do circle, stirring, 2 big, 4 quicker ones, push the foam, so it's quite slow, and then look at the steam going up. And then we'll do the same thing from the top. So we'll start with our shaking the powder or whatever, reach and dip. And we'll go sprinkle, 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 and clap, 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 clap. And we'll go grind and grind and I forgot what's next. And we're gonna go grind and grind and big jar empty. There. And then in the end, we're just gonna do the second round. We're gonna not do the big stirring. We're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then like you put the lid down to finish. So the last one is just 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great. Let's try that with some music. Getting ready. We're gonna reach. And reaching, dipping, sprinkle, and we'll go and grind, stir, stir, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, foam, and steam comes up again, reach, dip, sprinkle, and up, 1, 2, 3, grind, and now we're gonna go. Great.
For today's vocal exercise, we're going to revisit the 4 characters we met in our last workshop. Aegeus, the angry father, Hermia, the reluctant daughter, Demetrius, the offended suitor, and Lysander, the desperate lover. And we're going to reduce each character first into a line and then into one word or phrase, just as we did last time. Here we go. So we're going to do, as we've done before in these sessions, we're going to have a line from Shakespeare, which sums up something about that character, and then we're going to reduce that line to one word or phrase with a gesture. So I'm going to say the line for each character, starting with Aegeus. I'd like you to say that line back to me and deliver it as though you're in the Royal Shakespeare Company and your computer is, or your device is the audience in Stratford. So you really need to project and use your vocal muscles and deliver that line precisely. So, as Aegeus, the angry father, we're going to be addressing Lysander, who is the person Hermia wants to marry. And he's accusing him of making sweet talk to Hermia and seducing her. And so his line is, "With cunning, thou hast filched my daughter's heart." So let's all say that in our best Royal Shakespeare Company voices. And with cunning, thou hast filched my daughter's heart. Fantastic. And now we're going to reduce that to one word. This is Aegeus's word with a gesture to go with it. And that word is going to be filched with a grabbing gesture. Ready? And filched. Great word from Shakespeare. Okay, and now we're going to be Hermia, who is the aggrieved daughter. She doesn't want to be told by her father who to marry. And so she's complaining that she's having to make choices based on his opinion. And her line is, "Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes." So let's all give that our best Hermia voice. And, "Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes." And we're going to take from that phrase, "Oh, hell," and give her a despairing move as she bewails her situation. Ready? And oh, hell. Oh, hell. Excellent. Great dramatic talents, I'm sure, being shown in all your homes. Okay, now we move on to the two suitors of Hermia. And the first one is Demetrius, who has an eye to the main chance. He doesn't really love Hermia in the end, but he thinks this would be a good marriage. And so he's trying to persuade Hermia and her true love, Lysander, to give up the game. And he says, "Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield." Okay, so all together, being Demetrius, and relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield. And we are going to pick out of that phrase for Demetrius the word relent with this relenting gesture. So all together now, relent with our gesture and relent. Beautifully done. And finally, we come to Lysander, who is in love with Hermia and so is furious with Demetrius for trying to take his love away from him. And he has this great line which he delivers to Demetrius. He says, "You have her father's love, Demetrius. Do you marry him?" You have her father's love, Demetrius. Do you marry him? So let's all say that fantastic Shakespeare line together. And you have her father's love, Demetrius. Do you marry him? And I think we're going to have as our phrase for Lysander, marry him. And we'll use a little bit of ballet mime. We all know the mime for marry by now. And we'll give him the thumb, him, over there. So marry him with our gesture. Ready? And marry him. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Okay, so last week we used the vocals to create a mime with our different characters that we had when we looked at the vocals. So we had Aegeus, who is Hermia's father, Hermia herself, Demetrius, who Aegeus wants Hermia to marry, and Lysander,
who Hermia is actually in love with. So we created our gestures and we put that to some music. So let's recap those gestures this week and then we'll do it again with some music. Okay, so we begin with Eugeius, who says, with cunning thou hast filched my daughter's heart. And Hermia says, oh hell, to choose love by another's eyes. And then Demetrius says, relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield. And finally, Lysander says, you have her father's love, Demetrius. Do you marry him? Okay, let's do that once more through without the music. So we've got with cunning, and our fingers are touching each other and wiggling around. Thou hast filched, grabbing in the space, my daughter's, hands to heart. And Hermia says, oh hell, to choose, so we're circling round with our upper body here. Love, drawing that heart in the space, by another's eyes, middle fingers touching just below our eyes. And then Demetrius saying, relent, so flex fist across your body. Relent, sweet Hermia. And Lysander, yield, bring our hands down, our head comes down. And finally Lysander saying, you have her father's love, drawing that heart again. Demetrius, do you marry, pointing to our wedding finger, and thumb coming back, him. Okay, so let's try that again this week with some music. And as we did last week, we will speak through our first round. So we'll do it all the way through once, speaking those words as we're doing our gestures. And the music will continue, so we'll go through it twice. And on the second time through, we're just going to do those gestures, okay? So no speaking those lines the second time through. Here we go. With cunning thou hast filched my daughter's heart. Oh hell, to choose love by another's eyes. Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield. You have her father's love, Demetrius. Do you marry him? Now without the words. Great, well done.
Okay, so we're gonna recap the exercise with it where Hermia, Lysander, Helena and Demetrius are all going into the woods. So we started with 4 sneaky, slow walks with your arms looking around. Then we're gonna take one leg to the side. We did that nice dive through to see if we can see, maybe it's Lysander who we've lost. Take that foot back and then we'll wave, here I am. And then that arm came down and we're gonna come into 4 marches with arabesque arms to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna reach, maybe it's Helena in the ditch. Pull her out to the second side, open. We're gonna dive through, step back, and we're gonna do waving, here I am. And then again, circling the arms into the arabesque with 4 marches. Who's fallen over again? Let's pull them up. And back, good. And then we'll come into that signature step. Here, so we did open, open, in, little pas de chat, and clap, pat, clap. Holding the branch, shake the mud, and shake the mud. We'll go again into our open, open, in, pas de chat, and pat, clap. Then we'll listen Maybe there's someone coming. Is there someone? Can we see someone? Rotating the other way to see there's no one there. Good. Then flexing the foot, and then we're going to reach the arms. Let's take the same arm and the leg. So we'll flex, take it in, maybe the ball of the foot here. So that was the heel and the ball, if you like, and lower down, or heel and step. We go. Reach and in, and then place the heel as you look and come back into that signature little bit. In, hop, and pat, clap. We'll take that to the second side. So really lengthening the arms here, flex the foot. Take it in. We'll lower the heel to look. And again, open, in, little hop, and pat, clap. Then with it, first side, we're gonna open 1, open 2, and in we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, if that's too much, you just go open and in, and then join after that. So here we go. 2, open, 1, 2, 3, 4 into that. Open, in, little hop, pause, and clap, clap. Second side we go 1, open, 2, 4, in, da, 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 da. Same foot, open, swopen, open, in, little hop, and da, da. We'll repeat that. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same foot goes, open, in, little hop, pause, pat, clap. Second side, last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open, in, da, da. Let's do that with some music. Here we go. 1, 2. Open and dive back and into 4 marches arabesque. Pull, second side, into your arabesque march and reach. Here we go. Open, hop, and shake. Shake the other boot. Again, we'll go open, little hop, and listen. And go. And look. Again into that. Open, hop. Second side, flex. Look. Open. Hop. Here we go, 2, 4 back, 1, 2, into open, hop, second side, 1, 2, 4, in, and open, again. Last. Open, good. Fantastic. I think we should do this once more because it's a lot. So let's try that again. Here we go, 4 sneaks. Open, dive, step back. And here we go, arabesque arms. Reach, second side, dive, back, wave, and march. Reach. Here we go into
get our feet moving before we come up to standing today, and a bit of a clap with our rhythms. So just follow along and we'll have a little bit of fun before we come up today. Okay, we're going to begin with a little bit of a clap on our thighs to start with. We've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Again. Now our feet move forwards. Tap, tap to the side, side. Again. Side, side. Back to claps. Again. Feet move forwards, forwards. Tap, side, side. Forwards. 1, 2. Side, side. Good. Bounce those heels. 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll turn our heels out. Back to center. Toes turn out. Back to center. Again. Heels. Back to center. Toes turning out. Back to center. Walking forwards. Forwards. In. To the side. And forwards. Into the side. Good. Let's have a bit of a kick. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Heel. In. Heel. In. Toe taps. In. Tap. And in. Walk to the side. Together. Back to center. Other side. Back to center again. Good. Other side. Back to center. We've got our claps. Keep going. Again. Last time. Lovely, well done. Okay, so we are going to come to the standing part of the class today. But if you prefer to stay seated, please do, as there will be seated variations of everything we're doing standing, so you can continue the class either seated or standing. So just let's take a really big stretch up and stretching out to the sides. Let's have a bit of a twist from side to side here, and let your hands float down, and let's stretch one leg out and let it come around to the side. Bring it back to the front, squeeze it in, and the other side, reaching forwards, circling around, and bringing it back in. Okay, and let's just rub our thighs a little bit, keeping those muscles nice and warm. All right, so if you want to come to stand, we will bring our heels slightly under our chair as normal. Our hands come onto our thighs. Imagine you're slightly rocking your nose forward over your body to press up through. Okay, good. And come to stand, have a little bit of a step through. Feeling nice and stable as you're standing, ready for our standing exercises. Okay, so we're going to come to our chairs again this week to do our fairy plie that we did last week. So we're standing, if you are standing, behind our chairs with our feet in parallel position. Again, there will be a seated version of me on screen when the music starts, so if you're seated, that's absolutely fine. All the movement is the same apart from the plie, which I will show when we run through this now without the music. But the rest of it is exactly the same, so you can follow along as I'm showing it standing, and then when the music starts there will be a seated version of me doing it for you. So we begin our plie with our hands down by our sides and our feet are in parallel position. And we're going to have a bit of an introduction, and then we're bringing one hand up to the ceiling and we're twinkling in our fingers as that hand comes up. And the other hand is then going to come up to the ceiling whilst the first hand comes down. So we're switching our arms over, and we do that again. And we've got that 4 times, so we'll do that one more time, twinkling those fingers. And then lastly, the hand that's down is going to come up to meet the other hand that's up. And then you're going to bring your hands down in front of you and find the chair with your hands, okay? So really feeling those twinkly fingers all the way through that part of the exercise. So from here we're going to take 2 pliés, and this is all in threes. So we're going to take a plié for 2 counts. We've got plié for 1, 2, and then we're picking our flower, and then we're rising up 4, 5, and lowering that flower down. So we've got 1, 2, pick, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and we've got our flowers because, as you know now, the flower is what has the love juice in Midsummer Night's Dream. So we're collecting all of our magical flowers throughout this exercise. And we do that again but using the other hand. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then for seated, this is the only bit that's different. So you're not doing the plie. You have got a lift of your leg for 1, 2. So we're lifting one leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? The rest is exactly the same seated. From there, we've got our rises. So we're rising again for 2, picking our flower for 3, lowering 4, 5, and placing our flower down 6. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you prefer, you don't need to lift your hands off to pick the flower. If you'd rather keep both hands on the chair for those rises, that's absolutely fine, whatever you feel most comfortable with doing, okay? Once we've done our rises, we're going to take 6 counts to turn to one side. So we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to have one hand on the chair and we're sideways on. We're then going to use our outside leg to do our 6 faster swings. So using your outside leg, the leg furthest away from the chair and the arm furthest away from the chair, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swings. And then we've got 4 slow swings. So we're taking 3 counts as we move forward and 3 counts as we move backwards. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And then we're going to take 6 counts to turn to the other side. So you're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you should end up with your other hand on the chair, facing the other side, using the other leg, which is now on the outside, to do your swings. So I will face that way when we're doing it with the music, but just to demonstrate, I'll come back to this side. But stay where you are, facing the other way. For now, we've got a swing for 6 faster swings, using our outside leg and outside arm again. So it's the same thing. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then our slower swings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really reaching with that arm. 4, 5, 6. And then you've got 6 counts to come back to face your chair. 4, 5, 6. And bringing your hands down to your sides. From there, we're going to have our twinkling arm section again. So we're twinkling one hand up to the ceiling and then switching our hands over. And this time we're bringing both hands up to the ceiling here. And then you're going to flap your hands down as though you've got your wings and bring them back up to the ceiling. And then finding the chair again. And to finish with this section, we're going to use our feet. So we're going to point them in different directions and really feel like you're pointing your feet really gently, imagining that we are fairies. So feeling really dainty and soft with these movements. We're going to point one foot forward. We're pointing 1 and bringing that back. It's nice and slow. And the other side, pointing, bringing back to the side, pointing, bringing back. Other leg, pointing and bringing back. Good. And we're going to do one more rise for 2. So we're rising 1, 2, pick your flower, 3, lower down 4, 5, and placing that down 6. Really slowly bringing that hand and softly bringing that hand back to the chair. And we've just got a final little twinkle to finish the exercise. So you're going to bring one hand down, it doesn't matter which side, and just twinkle that hand up to the ceiling and let it float down. And then we're going to spread our magic across to one side. So just let your arms float freely through the space to one side and to the other side, floating through the space. And then you're going to bring them out in front of you, twinkling your fingers, spreading that magic everywhere, lifting up and flapping down. And we end up to finish here, standing in parallel position, nice and tall with your hands back down by your side. Okay, so we'll give that a go again this week with some music and just really enjoy it, feeling there's so many opportunities throughout this exercise to really reach and spread your arms on all of these sections that we've got, where we've got so much opportunity to really use the length of our arms through. So please do feel like you're going past your fingertips into the space that you're using, okay? So we begin feet in parallel, arms down by our side, standing up nice and tall. Here we go, twinkling one hand up, other hand, and again, last time, both hands up, and coming to find your chair, plie forward 2, and pick, rising up, lower that hand, down 1, 2, and pick that flower, lower that down, and rise for 2, and lower, down, and rise for 2, and pick, lower for 2, and down. 6 counts to turn to one side. We're using our outside leg to swing. We've got a 1, 2. Ready for our slow swings? 1, 2, 3, and back. 2, 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and back. 2, 3. Turning to the other side. Repeating that all with the other leg. And a swing. Slow swing. 1, 2, 3, and back. And 1, 2, 3, and back. Coming back to face your chair. Hands down by your side. And a twinkle. And switch. Both hands up. And flap. And lift. And come back to the chair. We've got our toe, and back, and toe. And back to the side. To the side. Back and rise for 2. And lower for 2. And place that flower down. And now we're twinkling up one side. Letting that float down. Ready to spread our magic? Good, other side. Spreading it around in front of us. Lifting up and down. Amazing. Good job, everybody.
So who'd like to come back down into your chair now? So we're going to come into a little cool down if you've done the standing variation. So taking your time to, if you moved your chair to the side, so just take your time to set that up. So we're going to come back and again sitting slowly, so you can feel the chair in the back of my legs, taking your bums out so that you can use the power of the legs to slowly come down, and then moving the feet forward and finding that good posture here. Great. So let's come into a little cool down here. So we'll think about Lysander and Hermia. They're falling asleep in the forest as a little sort of theme for this warm-up. But just follow me and we'll do this into some lovely music that Nia's played for us. Sitting nice and tall, start circling your shoulders back. yourself a big hug here. Finding that length through your spine. And ease. Lovely. So thank you for coming along today, and have a lovely rest of your day.